think the Democratic Party has also done something where they've been intoxicated by the wonderful high of being able to just say Trump over and over and over, and Trump is Hitler over and over, and that's excused them to basically believe they can do whatever it is that they want, say what it is they want. The weird thing about this election cycle is that positionally, Trump is the most moderate candidate in Republican history. Right? He took abortion basically out of the platform. Right? I mean, at the RNC, he basically sidelined abortion, which is a huge issue, obviously, for the pro-life community. That's a big part of the Republican Party.
He appointed the judges who got rid of it.
That's true. I mean, they got rid of Roe, but the point is that his position has been that he will veto, for example, a national abortion ban. No other Republican could have gotten away with that.
Correct.
Right? When it comes to things like when it comes to same-sex marriage, that's completely out of the platform because of Trump, right?
That's the great part of being a cult leader, is that is that when it's about personality, and this is true, and it's funny you bring up Hitler. It's like he's the one talking about Hitler now. I think it's hysterical that for years now, you guys don't seem to care at all that the only human who he has ever not shit on is Putin. Like everybody else gets it.
Ben Shapiro recently appeared on Bill Maher's show and offered a scathing critique of Maher's woke talking points, especially those related to crime. Shapiro made the case that progressive policies have led to an increase in lawlessness by comparing Florida's crime rate to those of cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco. Shapiro didn't hold back either, but Mejia pushed back, as was to be expected. Shapiro related a personal anecdote about almost being robbed the previous evening in Los Angeles during the discussion. His security crew saw a suspicious car while he was out to dinner with friends. Make sure to inspect the cars outside if that is the case. It's a lethal vehicle. Shortly after, 3 men leaped out, assaulted his companions, and took their jewelry, wallets, and other possessions. Shapiro mentioned the episode as a major factor in his decision to relocate to Florida, speculating that his buddies could have been able to protect themselves there instead of having to wait for the police. He maintained that this was not an isolated incident, but rather a symptom of a greater crime problem in California's big cities, which he attributes to a lack of effective deterrence. Shapiro claims that while Florida's strategy gives citizens the ability to defend themselves, many violators receive little to no punishment. The discussion brought to light more general issues of public safety, laws, and crime. Shapiro emphasized the need for stricter laws to reduce crime, drawing a comparison between Florida's enforcement and what he perceives to be California's laxity. Let's watch the video to discover how this contentious argument transpired.
Right, and that's hugely different.
Yeah.
Than the other two big ones.
For sure. No, hell is Los Angeles. I almost got robbed last night, by the way.
What?
Oh, yeah. Hey, we were here for family and to be on this, and went out with some friends last night on 3rd Street for dinner. And it's, not a bad area.
No.
Like 10:30 at night, we get out of the restaurant. I have security, obviously, so we start heading one way. My friends head the other. As a husband and wife. They go 3 cars down. They get in their car. As soon as they get in their car, a white Hyundai pulls up. And 3 black gentlemen, I mentioned the race because they are still at large, jump out of the car. They immediately grab my friend, pull him out of his car, steal his wallet, steal his watch, pull his keys out of his pocket, his phone. They run around to his wife. They grab her, start trying to rip the jewelry off of her. She screams. And at this point, their time has elapsed. They jump back in the car and they take off. And I remembered why I moved to Florida. So,
well, it's not like that couldn't happen in Florida.
Let's be truthful. Nothing will be fixed by denial. Stop acting like things aren't as horrible as they actually are. While not all of California is a crime-ridden mess, large cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles are facing significant challenges. While high crime rates plague many U.S. cities, Los Angeles and San Francisco suffer particular difficulties. Policies in dense populations seem to increase rather than decrease the likelihood of crime. Consider the recent experience of Ben Shapiro. His assailants are still at large, and it seems unlikely that they will ever be brought to justice. Now contrast that with Florida. Residents there are frequently armed and legally permitted to defend themselves, thus they are not solely dependent on law enforcement. This is about legislation that truly deters crime, not just the presence of cops. In areas like Los Angeles, where severe gun control laws leave law-abiding residents defenseless, while criminals who disregard the law remain armed and empowered, Florida's self-defense laws provide a genuine penalty for criminals. The reasoning is straightforward. Criminals are deterred in areas where people can defend themselves. However, Bill Maher resisted Shapiro's premise, stating that it might also occur in Florida. Yes, it could. It's much less likely statistically, though. Areas where potential victims may be armed are not targeted by criminals. That's reality, not an opinion. Nevertheless, some people choose not to accept the evidence.
Strapped?
In Florida, sure.
You are.
So's my wife. Everybody's strapped in Florida. Come on, man. I've been there.
Okay, well, what I take from this is don't eat on 3rd Street anymore. There's some fine restaurants on 3rd Street. I mean, Berries. I love Berries. It's late night. It's a very strange restaurant because it's nice. Nobody's ever in it. If you want to, be sure to get a table at 9 o'clock. I'm just walking off the street. I recommend it highly. I think they must be laundering money or something. Jones is a old, isn't the little door on 3rd? These are all places I will never go again.
Yeah, no, listen, I grew up here, man. I mean, I spent my entire childhood here. I was here for, of the 36 years before we moved to Florida, I was here for 33 of them here. And then there came a point where we were out.
Well, I mean, you're not unique. Certainly. There's lots of people who have moved. The places people move are Florida, Nashville, and Austin.
Yep.
Right. Those are the 3 sort of havens for people who have had wokeness up to here. And when I say wokeness, I mean, it's a triggering word because some people think of it in the original meaning, which is, as I always say, noble, alert to injustice. Certainly with our despicable racial history, that was necessary to be super alert and vigilant. Then it migrated because words do. That's just the nature of language. You can't control it. Words just become something else. And it became a sort of catch-all for what I have called the aggressively anti-common sense agenda. I mean, that's where we share a belief. Then there's lots of stuff where we don't. And,
sure.
We don't even have to talk about Trump.
This is precisely the reason why a person like Bill Maher approaches comprehending these problems, but never truly accepts the truth. Ben Shapiro said that wanting to live somewhere where you can go out to eat without worrying about being mugged, or where basic necessities like food aren't exorbitantly priced, shouldn't be contentious. In theory, most people agree with this, unless you point them that locations with high crime rates are typically found in Democratic-run cities. At that point, it abruptly turns into a contentious state. That can happen in Florida too, Mayer retorted. Although crimes can occur anywhere, they are far less common. What do you suppose the reason is? In actuality, the majority of Americans want to reside in communities that are safe, reasonably priced, and typically support conservative views. However, some people instantly become indignant when you bring up these trends in Democrat-run areas, as though admitting the issue is an assault. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful discussions.